I want you folks to play these 3 games from the NLA. Daily pick 3 cash flow and play with. You will be supporting sports and culture, nation building and our future. So go out and play, folks, make it a must. You will see what the National Lottery is doing for us. When you play pick 3 cash flow and play with, the NLA will support you all the way.
Starting September 30th, Monday to Friday, these 3 games will be drawn mid-morning, 9:45 a.m., midday, 12:45 p.m., and evenings, 7:45 p.m. The National Lotteries, supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
Sunday money day.
Yeah. Welcome to Ride Along Live. Welcome to Monday on the Ride. How you guys doing? What's up? What's up? What's up? Raquel, how you doing? Naomi, how you doing? Lacey, how you doing? Let me see who's the first one up. Truly blessed Isaac, how are you? Big up yourself. First up inside the ride today is Nikisha Allen. See if he was giving a price, would have gone to Nikisha Allen. As soon as you get a notification, boom, you there. Thank you for joining us, guys. Today we're going to have a discussion, a conversation, right? This is a global conversation because we heard just as of a few days ago that the Soca Monarch, the International Soca Monarch, is canceled for 2023, right? After 2-year hiatus, there was none last year, there was none the year before. So yeah, 2 years hiatus. And this year, where everyone expecting it could be bigger and better, it was canceled. A lot of mixed reviews on the cancellation of Soca Monarch. We're going to hear different perspectives today. On the panel, on the conversational panel in studio, we have Mr. Killa, who has been in Soca Monarch probably 2 or 3 times before he actually won. He won in 2019. And also we have a producer, songwriter, man behind the scenes, but we're pushing him in front of the scene today. His name is Dutch, big-time producer, heavyweight producer in St. Lucia. He's also going to be joining us as well. But we did attempt to get Neil Iowa George on the program, but however, he sent us a voice note. He couldn't make it here on the program to chat, but he sent us a voice note on his feeling. And as well, we are going to be having a perspective from Ronnie McIntosh, who also won Soca Monarch. But that's not it. That's not it, guys. There's more perspective. Of course, your perspective is the most important perspective. So we open up the phone line from the beginning straight into the end, so you guys can chime in and tell us what your feelings are about Soca Monarch. What you think? What is the vibe? What is your emotion? What you feel about the thing being canceled? I saw, people in the chat was saying, oh, but how come we couldn't get people from ISM, and how couldn't we get Gypsy, and how couldn't we get, how couldn't we get Sparrow? Yeah, We could have gone depths, right? But this is not going to be the first and last conversation that we're going to have on the cancellation of Soca Monarch. Keep in mind that this is a big, big topic, and everyone have a perspective on it. So because we don't have the ISM chairman and the minister of culture in government and Monroe, yeah, because we don't have them, that don't mean we would not have them and their perspective. Okay, things come in time. Take your time. Slow down. We go get to it. We go get to it, man. But today, you know, Mr. Killa is a brother that always speak his mind, right? He always speak his mind. You guys can't say nothing else about Mr. Killa. He sings well, he perform excellent, but he speak his freaking mind. And when he come and ride along, he don't hold back. He don't hold back, and he have a perspective, and I want to share it with you. It might be different than your perspective, but nevertheless, that's Mr. Killa. That's Mr. Killa. He come from a different place sometimes, you know, with his perspective, and something I'm sure that might be enlightening. I'm sure it will be enlightening. That's how Mr. Killa drop it. All right, guys. So your time now. Share the program, share the live, share it on a page, share it in a group. Little Natty, oh, my boy, Little Natty. Little Natty, by the way, was also made it on the Soca Monarch stage. Massive performance in 2019. I believe there was there before, probably more than once. But Little Natty, you know, big in Trinidad and Tobago. And I'm sure you have a perspective as well. So Natty, if you want to call in at any point in time, feel free. Put a number up. You could chime in. Okay, my brother. All right, big up yourself. All right. Speaking the truth, Shanika Peters, big up yourself. This one, that one, I big up this one, I big up that one. All right. Somebody asked me this question before I bring in Mr. Killa. Somebody asked me this question, right? They say, okay, when you start the program, so you start the program, and then we don't see you for like about 3 minutes after that. What do you do? One day I will put like a cam behind me so you guys see what I do. So as soon as the program starts, I'm cross-posting the program to other platforms. There are 39 platforms that share this program once we go live. You know, in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Trinidad and Tobago, a whole set of platforms. So I do that, and I also tag a few people as well, and then I come back and I run commercials. So I'm doing all that stuff. So when you guys don't see me for that 2 minutes, it's because I'm actually tagging and cross-posting and stuff like that. I'm working. Okay, let's get right into it. I ain't talking anymore. This is all. This is as much as you guys gonna hear me today. Let's bring on the big stars. The big stars, of course. He is, as I said, no stranger to ride along. And whenever he come on here, that brother, Lord have mercy. Yeah. Mr. Killa come with his perspective. You can't deny the brother that, right? He comes with the perspective, and he have a perspective today. Mr. Killa, how you doing? Welcome to the ride, man.
I'm all good. It's a pleasure to be here all the time. Always a pleasure, my brother. Always a pleasure. And I'm good. I'm well.
Nice. Absolutely. Big up yourself. And of course, he's in St. Lucia. He is a producer extraordinaire. He's a writer. He's a man. He say, listen, I don't be behind the scenes. But today we're pushing him up front, right? He has a perspective as well. Dutch, how you doing, my brother?
Welcome. Pleasure to be here.
And big up, in the meantime, big up all the folks in St. Lucia, man. All the Lucia and Massive and thing. I was in Castries the other day, and as I walked out and I came out from the airport, and two of the viewers from Ride Along, they called me out. So I like, wow, it's people in St. Lucia is hip to the thing. So there are a lot of people that's hip to the ride, and I'm loving it. So how you doing, man?
Yeah, well, I'm blessed. As always, I'm blessed.
That's right.
Every day above ground is a great day.
That's what I'm saying. All right. Yeah. So, guys, I really want to use as much time as possible to talk about this, because there are so much different perspectives, as I'm saying, about this cancellation of Soca Monarch. So we'll start with you, Dutch, because Killa always been here, and I know Killa have a lot on his mind. So we'll start with you. What's your initial reaction after hearing the Soca Monarch was canceled?
Well, firstly, Soca Monarch is not just Trinidad. Soca Monarch is a platform around the islands.
Right.
Or I could say everywhere carnival exists, you could find Soca Monarch. So whether it's Trinidad, whether it's St. Lucia, whether it's Grenada, St. Vincent, wherever, a cancellation of Soca Monarch is definitely something to sigh about. It's sad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. We'll punch on that a bit and come back. Mr. Killa, your initial reaction to when you heard that Soca Monarch was canceled, done.
Well, the thing is, it's so funny that I literally predicted that before the cancellation of Soca Monarch. I had numerous conversation, even conversation with Dutch, we already felt the direction, that this would go in. Once I saw the design and the layout of Trinidad Carnival, how things would roll out. Even before that, we were feeling the energy, but sometimes you feel the energy, but you're not sure until I saw
Right.
the rollout and I say, yeah, Soca Monarch, dead. And I say Soca Monarch, dead. So when I hear it, of course, I would feel sad. But I want to say music is a mission and is not a competition, right?
Mm-hmm.
Music is the expression of self, a display and of lyrics and cadence and stuff like that on rhythmic structure that gives you that vibe and that vibration. Carnival is the same thing, the expression of our culture and vibrations and stuff like that. Music in itself, Soca Monarch is not, I would say, the destiny, you know. Soca Monarch, we look at it as a stepping stone for artists to build the I would say the skills of presentation and performance and stuff like that, and also a stepping stone in the career. I think Soca Monarch has built some monsters in the game. Soca Monarch has given me you understand, that push, that drive, that hunger to have a presentation that no other wouldn't be able to challenge, and those kind of things, the mental space, Soca Monarch has built some great warriors of soca. The Marshall Montano himself, the Bungie Garlin. If you look at the last couple of years when Marshall actually took a break and they came back, and what he did is enter Soca Monarch, you see, and then take the rating as the king, you see, of Soca Monarch, and that was a great, stature. Now, you would have myself, being able to leave Grenada and go into Trinidad, the melting pot, the mecca, continuing the works of the great before us, the Mighty Shadow, the Sparrow, the Super Blue, you understand, praise and thanks to Mr. Garfield Blackman, who created the soca genre together with people like Shadow and stuff like that. We just playing our part because the culture is bigger than the man. So even though we would say that we don't completely, sit all the way down with just competition, because competition also breaks some artists. You understand?
Right.
Because not everybody is the winner. Not everybody is the champion. So you would say some artists, will leave there disheartened, but it gives you that motion to come back next year bigger and better. So even if we decide to move the competition, I think we should get into a display of the culture, a togetherness in its greatest form and its greatest expression. If we have $2 million, then give each and every artist 50,000 then. And on that night, there would be a great reward still for who has the greatest presentation and stuff like that. If you don't want it to feel as just a competition, which we always say, oh, competition is killing the soca music and competition is doing this and competition is doing bad. But I don't think it's competition. that is doing that. I think we as a people ourselves have not invested the things that we need to invest to make sure that our genre in itself stands very strong. And this is the same thing that is happening now. Instead of we can see how to fix something, how to build something, everybody's just on their own and everybody just throwing in, you understand what I'm saying? Everybody's on their own because a series of things happen this year. Soca Monarch wouldn't stand strong. You have somebody like Marshall Montano. I know some people say that touchy topic and they don't want to speak about it, but he shows on the night at Soca Monarch and stuff like that. And if Soca Monarch have to then stand up in that kind of arena, you understand, with other things that is happening, Soca Monarch and the people who in charge of Soca Monarch supposed to be pushing Soca Monarch from ever so long, have the islands coming together, have the greatest displays, you understand what I'm saying, and promotion happening to stand up. So I think Soca Monarch been kind of dying and becoming a little bit shaky from a couple years gone by. I feel like, and I just don't want to say this, I feel like after Run With It, me going back to Trinidad, I feel like it was the last Soca Monarch that I see that was very strong. You know what I mean? So I think that there was elements missing over the years that caused Soca Monarch and everything else that is happening to end up in that kind of way.
We posed a question to Neil Iowa George, right? And this is what Iowa had to say.
I'm hearing if it's playing.
Okay, I'm hearing. All right. Stand by, guys. Stand by. Sorry about that. The guys wasn't hearing. Stand by. We're going to fix that. This is a playback of Neil Iowa George on what he deemed. All right, we're gonna try to sort that out. Essentially, what Iowa was saying was that the Soca Monarch is essentially has been. The cancellation of Soca Monarch is like an evolution, a natural evolution of life, whereby there was Glow before, there was Mad Hatters, there was all these other events, and they ended, and new things came up. And he thinking that possibly the next thing to come might be even bigger than Soca Monarch. Essentially, that's what he's saying. I'll try to get the audio to play back. But what's your take on it? Did Soca Monarch just live out its life? Like that's the furthest it could have gone, and then you know what? That's it. It's done.
So then I want to ask this question: if Soca Monarch right now, right? So you take a Soca Monarch right now, and you said there is $5 million. For the first prize, Soca Monarch, international Soca Monarch, throughout the islands. Do you think that nobody would show up to Soca Monarch, or we would still have a competition? So say Soca Monarch is done properly, there is everything in place, the artist is there, the night is clear, the prizes is there, the islands are welcome, everybody's in. Do you think Soca Monarch will feel like it has lived out his years? No, they say what I was saying yet is something that you could look at all the time. Things grow and things fall and things fail. And that's just the natural evolution of life. Yes. But there is also reasons why some things would fail. You see? And a lot of the times, just like business, if you have a business, why would your business fail? Your business would fail either you're in a bad location, you don't have the right governance, or the business would fail because you have not do your market research and then your application is wrong within your business structure. You understand? Bad management of your business, and then your business would fail. You see what I'm saying? Is that the natural evolution of life in itself, or is business completely different? Because Soca Monarch could be run as a business, and a business structure that is powerful and it is run by the right governance will then survive at any other business. Just like you say, all right, yeah, you have things that live there forever. So the electrical company, if the electrical company, yeah, the phone companies, we need phones. You understand? You have. So what I'm saying is that yes, there is sides to the story, and my mind is broad enough to accept that. As I would say, somebody say you're defending competition, and I would say not a completely defending competition, but there is way to model things that it has a better feel and a better outcome for the artist and the culture, and that is my view.
Right. Dutch, what's your take on that? Did you think that Soca Monarch essentially it was a time and a place for everything, and the time for it has expired? Now let's look at the next thing. Let's evolve into the next big thing.
Listen, I've been in the industry over 20 years professionally. And from the time I got into this, even now, being around so many artists from so many different locations, territories, and it's a dream, to be on that Soca Monarch stage. Many artists, let's look at the islands now, even now. They have artists that their whole purpose, their whole everything, their music, everything, Soca Monarch is the aim, is that is what they feed on.
Right.
So I will agree with what Killa said, 100%. But we have to remember that at the end of the day, I mean, when you go on a world stage, right? There's no R&B Monarch, or this is we thing. This is our culture.
Right.
And it's something, as I said, I've been from existence, from birth, right? Soca Monarch has been around. I grew up seeing Soca Monarch, seeing like so many legends, so many icons. As Killa said earlier, so many of the artists we follow and we support now. Is Soca Monarch bring them out? Their birth was Soca Monarch. So that's why earlier I said it's sad, because think about, let's go to Trinidad. Think about those artists, especially after COVID, that was waiting for Soca Monarch. Waiting to touch that stage.
Right.
So as Killa said, I think it's with governance, and I don't think I don't think so.
Right. Let me see if I could get that Iowa thing. Let me see. All right. You guys not hearing it? Okay, you guys not hearing it. I'm not going through there, but I'm gonna get the Iowa thing playback, so you guys could hear, because I think it's important. His perspective is important to bring to the table. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Guys, you're watching Right Along live, and in case you guys want to chime in at any point, you could always call us 718-701-5720. Let me try to play back from this.
Yeah, George.
All right, let me try to send it through. Okay, let me play it this way.
This is Iowa George. The cancellation of Soca Monarch is just another one by the dust. It's just another big event in Trinidad and Tobago Carnival that, will be no more. And they are no different from back in the day when we had Customs Fed and we had insomnia and we had flu and Manhattans and eyes wide shut. All these big events that play a very integral part in our carnival, that is there no more. So this is an opportunity for the owners of Soca Monarch to rebrand, change name or whatever. And this time, I don't think we need an international Soca Monarch. What we need is similar to what you all have in Grenada, a national Soca Monarch. So when it's time to get state funding, it will not be an issue.
Right. So that was Iowa George, who chimed in on this a little bit earlier, as in his own words. So basically, you get to hear what the boss had to say.
No international Soca Monarch, a national event, so no other islands is welcome. And anymore. You understand? You would not get that kind of stage to actually showcase to the world. So I'm saying, you guys, you know what I mean? No creating of no monsters.
Yeah, but
You see?
Mr. Killa, on that note, why does Trinidad have to be the one to do that, though? Why does Trinidad? Why can't St. Lucia do it? Why can't Grenada do it? Or why
Well,
looking to Trinidad for
well,
that?
well, you see that what you see when some trees die, other
Right.
trees grow. You know what I mean? So there is the possibility and there is open those things, you know what I mean? But I am just saying the cancellation of Soca Monarch have way more to do with and thank you so much. Way more to do with just what we see and what we hear. And I'm a person, I just like to speak the truth. Why you know what I mean? Why hide it? We need to see what is happening. This is a part of our culture too, because as I was saying earlier on, when like I was saying, the next one just buy the dust. For me, I say, all right, yeah, you just buy the dust, because when the competition as a little boy, as Dutch say, it became a dream. Now, because that dream of going to was in my mind, that when I go to Soca Monarch in Grenada, it was a different application, because it wasn't about performing on just the levels that Grenada had. I wanted to perform beyond that so I can actually get to Trinidad. You see?
Right.
And I work hard. That made me perform harder than I would have performed. I am telling you, Soca Monarch, I turned Soca Monarch Grenada into a battleground. I'm responsible for that. And that is simply because I wanted to go to Trinidad. I wanted that ability. You see that big carrot cover?
Right.
What it's called, the Guzzlecock? The big carrot cover on stage from the upper view. I used to always wonder how them camera getting up there. I didn't know I was a little boy. You understand? I only see the overhead view. I didn't see that in Grenada. You see, I saw that in Trinidad when the Mighty Chunk Dust, you know what I mean? The Black Stallion, the this, that, on stage. I used to watch that and I dream. When I saw the first show with Super Blue, brother, that became the dream. So that made me just that was enough incentive to actually drive. You understand the monstrous application that I started to come with in Soca Monarch, and so say so done. I got the opportunity to go on stage with some. If I had a wicked heart and I will, all right, yeah, Soca Monarch, then I'm written in history, and then nobody else don't have an opportunity to actually rewrite that.
Right. You know,
You
a lot of people
understand what I'm saying? But it's not about that. It's about fueling the end. And this is not about just defending competition. Because we were having a conversation the other day. I say, oh, competition mash up this. But listen to this. The competitions in music are just simply different. It is designed different. Now, Soca Monarch comes once a year. So it's a big competition in a carnival. Different islands have different Soca Monarch, right? But listen to this. They would say in rap or in R&B, no, there is not a competition. But I would tell you this. Like a Grammy, you have to win a Grammy award. So you need to actually do your work well. You need to get your music streaming. You need to actually have your top music video. There is awards for music video. How do you win an award? This is a competition. You understand what I'm saying? At the end of the day, competing is natural. And people just try to go against the grain and say, oh, competing is not natural, where a man is not that. No, that is not true. You understand? A football game is a competition. And we understand what competition does. Yes, we understand that. But even if you go in the wild, two lions just have to fight sometimes for its domain. And it's not about fighting each other, but it's now creating an application that is better of a showcasing. And for that great showcasing, you will be rewarded. And it's as simple as that. So if we educate ourselves and educating the artists and the fans that this is not about running down an artist or this artist is not good. It's that time of the year when we showcase and we give somebody the opportunity to showcase, you understand, their talent in the best way that they could. No, what does that give you? That gives you the ability to show you that person that has something that is a little bit different, because not every rider in the world is the best rider. Not every painter in the world is the best painter. You understand? So how do you find the best out of it? You see what I'm saying? So when come to presentation, yeah, that will give you the opportunity to do so. If we design it right, if we are fair with it, see what I'm saying? What it could be is something spontaneous, something, I mean, immaculate. You know, and that's my view. Yeah.
Somebody posed this question to me. I thought that you also touch on that. Somebody said to me, Trinidad Soca Monarch is somehow creating a drain in the local Soca Monarch, because as soon as an artist travel to Trinidad and perform on the big stage in Trinidad, they neglect the competition in their local territory, in their local country. It's like they get too big for the local stage. Is Trinidad, or has Trinidad Soca Monarch created some kind of brain drain or drain within the local competition? What do you guys think about that?
I will disagree with that 100%. And I will testify as the man who represents Ricky T, right? Ricky T, look up to the last year, Ricky T win Groovy Monarch again.
Right.
Ricky T has been on the international Soca Monarch stage twice. Yeah, twice, I think.
Right.
In Trinidad. Plus, Ricky T have been all over the world on all stage, and I could tell you this much: Ricky T is looking forward to Soca Monarch in St. Lucia this year again.
Yeah, so, but a lot of artists in like Mr. Killa, you haven't performed in Grenada competition in a while.
Yeah. So, and the thing is, I literally stopped performing in the competition home in Trinidad Soca Monarch years before. You understand what I'm saying? So I stopped performing in Soca Monarch. The thing is, years before I win, I didn't go to Trinidad Soca Monarch the year before and the year before that. You see what I'm saying? So it's not about that. In different countries, everybody has their own application to the Soca Monarch. How it is, there is things that I just been unhappy with. You see, in the competition. And it's not just that you want to do. Sometimes you might grow whereby it's difficult to apply yourself. Because I am not going to go into a competition where I have been spending $25,000, $22,000, and I'm winning $30,000 or winning $40,000. Then I cannot pay a bill. I am in debt when I finish because I want to do something good. You see what I'm saying? Right. When I went to Trinidad the other day, look at the news and stuff like that. Still, they was using my performance for Trinidad, representing Trinidad Soca Monarch. Why? Because my presentation was one presentation ever. I turned a 60 by 40 stage into a castle in 5 minutes. So that's the kind of things that I would like to do. But if I to do that, you see, it makes it difficult for me to even express the craft. No, besides that, I don't know if you want to get into that conversation, George, because there's something that I want to say. You cannot be taking more money than me. I win Soca Monarch. You cannot be working in the office taking more money than me.
Right.
Let me say what I say. I want to say what I say. I want to say what I'm saying. Organize the thing. Be fair. The artists work extremely hard. You see what I'm saying? Blood, sweat, and tears. So when you're organizing, remember the artists. Remember the hard work. You see what I'm saying? So sit down in the office, put on a competition, and when you're done, you had years, right? That it will take me until the next year, money and stuff like that. I was going through that for years and things like that, right? They try to make it better and stuff like that. I'm not saying that they're not trying, but there is a lot of things and the respect is not there. Soca Monarch will come. There is not a meeting with the there is not sometimes it's like I don't even know what's going on. It's just Soca Monarch night come, I just jump inside of it, I win the competition, blah, that's it. There is no respect, there is no thing say, all right, well, you win Soca Monarch last year, do we want to da. What do you think could make the competition better? How you feel we could fix that? How, you know what I mean? And that kind of, as I am a part of the show, we holding together, but there is no respect. So I decided, I want to further my career.
Right.
That's what
Why I wanted to kind of jump in there a bit was to say that a lot of artists that don't compete in local competition, the imagination is, what if Mr. Killa, see, let's look from the Grenada perspective, Mr. Killa, Charles Pre, Little Natty and Thunder, Boy Z, who else? Specky, all the big guns, Lava, all the big guns were to compete in Grenada Soca Monarch. Doesn't that make Grenada Soca Monarch the biggest Soca Monarch? By extension, making it the biggest would be able to attract more people to come down, which in turn, the byproduct of that means that more people come, so they could afford to pay more for the Soca Monarch. Instead, a lot of the artists, they don't compete. They don't compete. Last year, you could have played cricket and soccer inside Soca Monarch in Grenada. The place
right,
empty,
so,
empty.
And then if you don't careful, then the same thing will happen in Trinidad. Will happen, and that I'm saying, because a lot of the time people in authority take those shows like if it's a private show and they own. You understand what I'm saying? There was time when a set of money missing and we don't know where it go. You understand? But people doesn't want to have that conversation publicly. Everybody free to talk about it. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, when you look at the governance of what the competition is, it is a national show. Like I believe right now, Grenada supposed to be marketing the carnival right now. Already supposed to start all the conversations, all the things. And I heard talks that they are trying, but I personally do not know. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know. You see what I'm saying? So at the end, imagine somebody like me do not know. What does that tell you?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Everybody doing their own things in their own little pocket, in their own little way. So at the end of the is governance. How it happened? How that conversation never happened? The conversation never really happened. Somebody go just tell me, okay, that boy, we want to see you back in. So that is the fans. I never been called into a serious meeting and say, well, brother, how can we fix this? How can we have a conversation? So what does I have to do with that? You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Go back in there and then look like I still in everything in life grows. So I decide there is other artists that need to become. Look at that, Natty and Thunder. They go in there and come on, look at where they are. Look at what Boise has done for the years, and even Boise, who's a younger artist. Boise, I would be the most international artist Grenada has. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, and then Boise come in after I have left and created a name for himself.
Right.
But he also feels stagnant.
Yes.
After the Soca Monarch and things like that, he cannot pay his bills.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So it's not just about the money. I want people to understand this. Say, yo, this that I am putting out for, I need to be compensated. You understand? In a better way. Think about this, brother. Think about this for a second. We having a show in the stadium. I'm talking about private promoters. George, having a show, and an artist from outside comes in and is in US. There is shows about to happen where artists are about to get $100,000 US. You see what I'm saying? No, we're talking about Soca. The whole country wants to see Soca Monarch. Every foreigner that come in, we're going to go to Soca Monarch.
Right.
So how are you telling me that you cannot defend the artist? And they keep giving me this kind of calculation that does not make sense to me, because it could be bigger. And listen to me. When we have a conversation with somebody and that person wants to do a competition, they're willing to put up the money to do a whole other competition that pays more than our national Soca Monarch. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, we had to have that conversation, and that conversation does not happen. So people need to understand that the artists also do have a life. Because if somebody like Boise, that you have been defending for all of these years, bringing all of this good music. When Carnival comes, you have songs to jump to. When you're talking about people like Natty and Thunder, when you're talking about the Muddy, the Lead Neck, you see what I'm saying? All of those artists, the Vaughn, they give you all of this music, this wonderful music. You understand? You have the Lava Man, mashup session, this, that. When you look at those artists 20 years from now, would you like to see them walking by the side of the road and they cannot even drive a vehicle? An artist is not a carpenter. Most of the artists in Grenada, because we are not defending our industry, we're not paying our artists right. Most of the artists in Grenada have a red job: plumbers and carpenters, masons and farmers. That is what our artists really is. You see, you have some of the artists is fishermen. They have to go in the ocean to make $1 to feed their family. How? But we have so much other islands where artists are living like artists. You understand? Kes does what? Kes is the plumber? No. Kes only do music. Bunch of girl in the same. You see what I'm saying? But Trinidad has taken a president to actually create an indoor, have the standing pillars in place. You understand where we can push? Yes, we are smaller. So we're talking about the factor of numbers also. But we're not talking about $1 million. You see what I'm saying? So I could sit down with the calculation any day. You see what I mean? So it's not about the money, but it's having the care for the artist and the art form itself, and turning that into something monster.
Look at it from this, and Dutch, please jump in here. I don't want to leave you out of that conversation because I really want to hear a St. Lucia perspective on it. In 2019, we had Mr. Killa, Mr. Legs, Natty and Thunder, and Mandela Links. 4 Grenadian artists in Soca Monarch, right? 4 Grenadian artists.
Was only 4? Was it more than that? You sure? It was only 4?
It was 4. Who else?
One wasn't there?
One. 5. 5, right? So that means that was the people, the chunk of the representation from one island was huge, was the biggest. Just imagine if we rocked that.
Problem.
Just imagine if we rocked that on that side so killer and we moved that crowd to Grenada. Because in every, well, I ain't gonna say failure, in every mishap is an opportunity. I think the other islands now have an opportunity to stand up on the 2 foot. The 2 feet, right? Because now this is an opportunity. If Mr. Killa, and somebody just type it in there, they say, if Mr. Killa and Boise back in a competition in Grenada, they're buying the ticket right now. They're buying the ticket right now. So that means we have a bigger case, Killa. We could present a case and say, listen, Killa, Boise, this one, that one, Trinidad or Soca Monarch. Not like we want to dwell on the fact that they don't have Soca Monarch, but still you take the opportunity. Everybody move to Grenada. That's where the big show is going to be. You don't think that is an opportunity now for the islands to come together, the artists who neglected to be a part of the competition in the past? No, come home, build your Soca Monarch, build your own, back up.
Yeah, and not just that, not just that. Let's then create 2 shows then. Let's then create 2 shows. Yeah. We have a national Soca Monarch and let's international Monarch. You understand what I'm saying? Get stakeholders from outside, not just want to invest. You understand what I'm saying? And there is brands that would like to invest. That's okay. We'll give you the market, the stage. You see what I'm saying? And we could bring the artists home, welcome home, because they we don't afraid of no challenge, or we don't afraid of no competition. So at the end of the day, it's not about that. It's about an expression of culture in the biggest and the best way that we could. You see what I'm saying? So there is opportunities yet for all that. But George, what I want to say is this. When I look at my career at the moment, the amount of work, Courtney Louis, better known as Dutch, has been somebody who been there from, so he stays in the background, but I will give all you some history. I've been coming
Right.
to St. Lucia, I would say close to about 18 years now. You understand? It's been a long time. And Dutch is who built Spicer Rock. You see what I'm
Oh,
saying?
okay.
Courtney
Okay.
Louis has been there from time. This man built I can't remember all the songs. My Soca Monarch title has been
Mm-hmm.
built by Dutch. You understand what I'm saying? This man right here who actually built some of my greatest Soca Monarch songs. So we've been doing this for a while, and we have to understand that when you start growing, you have to pay attention to the steps that you take. That is very, very important. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So somebody go want to see me in a competition right now, but you remember, even in Trinidad, I decided to stay out of competition.
Yeah. That was in 2020.
You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I decided to even stay out of Trinidad competition if it doesn't make sense, if it's not shaped, you understand, in a way where it actually fuels your brand at the moment. You have to know that, because people does do a lot of things in our industry that they just don't understand that the artist is a brand, the artist is a product, the artist is not just a product, is a person that is yeah, that is
Right.
designed different, that plays a different part. He's in entertainment. This is his work. This is his job. This is his life. And that is why when Carnival come, George, in Grenada, sometimes, how much shows you see me on? Ask the question why.
True.
Because up to now, there is a lot of promoters that is not willing to even treat the artists that makes their show right. Their
Yeah.
own artists. You see what
True.
I'm saying? So there is so much factors to defend. There is so much education yet to spread within the industry. We are not educated on those things. So everybody like, okay, you just supposed to jump. That's it. You just supposed to jump, and it's like you're walking in tongue. And a man tell you, yeah, boy, come and touch the mic, boy.
Mm-hmm.
And they find you support use the artist. Use the dance. They literally treat you like a dancing monkey. Use the artist. Come and touch it, my boy. Come and sing. But that is what pays me. If a carpenter pass him in the road, how can you tell the carpenter, hey boy, come and fix my roof? And Neil can come and fix that because he's a carpenter? Because he's a carpenter. No, that is not how it works. So if we learn to respect our artists, if we learn to respect, or not just our artists alone, our DJs.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Our dancers, the pan men, all of those people, culture and a whole. If you really respect your culture man will be treated that way. Let me tell you something. You have some trees, like even Jamaica. When you use artists, use the God of the. You see how they literally push the artists and defend the artists, because watch what Bob Marley have done for Jamaica. Jamaica is still running on Bob Marley fuel.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
True.
He's still running on Bob Marley fuel.
I want to get everybody say, oh gosh, why Dutch so quiet, Jed? Dutch, how about you replicate this in a St. Lucia sense, right? Can this be an opportunity now for St. Lucia, as it is an opportunity for Grenada, to now build their Soca Monarch to a level where they saw Trinidad Soca Monarch, or things that they didn't do for Trinidad and Trinidad Soca Monarch?
Let me use a word Killa used quite a bit a while ago, governance. And let me give you some history now. St. Lucia used to do the National Soca Monarch, and we used to do Caribbean Soca Monarch years ago. St. Lucia had Caribbean Soca Monarch, where we would have Grenada, St. Vincent, Barbados, Antigua, all the other islands on one stage. So we would have the national, and then a couple of days after, we would have the Caribbean Soca Monarch.
Right.
But again, Killa, Pastor Killa, preach my brother. When you look at festivals that the government invests in, like in St. Lucia, the Jazz Festival, and you know the artists, the caliber artists, the money they spend, etc. If you invest, like to make a long story short, the death of Caribbean Soca Monarch, you know the issue, the challenge that arose? When you invite the best of the best from the other islands, they would turn it down. So you would have Caribbean Soca Monarch, right? And you would have Grenada, but you would not have no Killa, no Nati and Fanda, no Tallpree. You would have some, no disrespect, but somebody you never heard of going up the best of the best in St. Lucia.
Right.
Right? And every year, again, the St. Lucians would every year another issue, yeah. Until one year, Mr. Vibe entered and he actually won.
Yeah, from Trinidad, I remember that year.
Mr. Vibe won a year, he won.
Ting, 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 ting.
Yeah, so again, as much as you paint the picture, it sounds nice.
Yeah.
Like, yes, it's an opportunity. It sounds nice. But again, without governance, it can't work.
Well, that is where folks like yourself and Mr. Killa and Natty and Thunder and all the stakeholders have to sit down and see, listen. I've been to St. Lucia. I was there 2 days after Carnival. I wasn't there for the Carnival, the last Carnival. I wasn't there for the Carnival, but I intend to come down to St. Lucia for Carnival. I was there, and I love the place, and everybody was walking around, was leaving when I was coming with their costume. So I know it seemed like a good vibe. So if St. Lucia were to start at home and build this St. Lucia Carnival to the Ricky T and what's the boy name? What's the young guy name again? Always whining about the place. The young kid. He'll come back to me. But anyway, build the hardcore soca. Yes, Moto. Yeah. Always whining about the place. Build it from home. Build it from home. And you don't have to depend on Trinidad. So Killa, it's good that we're having this discussion here, because the powers that be, I'm sure that they're listening. Because okay, hold on, Killa. Let me unmute you. Sorry. Hold on, Killa. Go ahead, Killa.
Don't forget to have title for OECS. Don't forget to have title to it for OECS and Soca Monarch.
Oh, you won for the OECS?
You remember the year me and Superman had the song together?
Oh, yes.
Oh, also somebody remind me, Tedderson John also from St. Lucia. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Killa for titles you have, eh? I just forget. My apologies, King.
So in the conversation, Killa, I think we're starting the conversation now, because I heard when Boise say $100,000, and it makes sense at $100,000. Put the money up, because I think that if Carnival is organized in a way, $100,000 is small change, chop change, because there's so much stakeholders that could come in and I mean people, the airline industry, so much people that could come in, and that $100,000 is petty money. If that were to be the case, would Mr. Killa consider now coming back home and make the Spice Mass or the Spice Soca Monarch the biggest Soca Monarch in the world? Would you consider that offer?
Yeah, I mean, for me, competition grow into, and then that would then be a decision to make. I don't want a conversation and say, oh yeah, they do this, and if they do that, that's not just our function. You have to be realistic. You understand what I'm saying? As I say, it has to be realistic. And like this year, I want to do Mr. Killa in concert, because I want to be able to showcase properly. You know what I'm saying? But that would never be something to compete with Soca Monarch. You see, Soca Monarch as one national event, but as I say, the design needs to be better, because yes, there is stakeholders and there is people who holds the responsibility for how money goes and how money spent. When that is ironed out, and I see the competition run at a certain level, because even in Soca Monarch, I don't even mind helping with the design and what we could do, what we cannot do, whatever it is. But I say those conversations doesn't happen. So,
Right.
you
That's
know,
sad.
if,
That is sad. That is sad, by the way. Very sad that conversation don't happen.
so I am wary, I am disheartened by it. So the respect, because a lot of the times, you see, let me share something. A man will fight with a man like he tried to kill his family, and he will fight. And I wonder what a man fighting so, and they say now, but $2 they're fighting for. But it's not the $2. It is the principle that that man will lose his life for the principle of things. So it's all about tonight. I don't want to come down on nobody, but you know I go speak the truth, Judge. You know I go say it as it is. And me as an artist, I have so much things. I have so much projects. I have so much things to try to defend now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
No, my bills. I take care of young people. I am paying 4 young people out of my pocket every month, Judge. Who does that?
Right.
Who does that? It seems like I have my own money program. You understand? Just to say they does work and they does really things. You understand what I'm saying? And I doing that out of my pocket. So if I don't pay attention to my, as somebody tell me the other day, they say, Killa, careful, you're giving so much, you're doing so much. Next thing just now you don't have nothing, and I rebuke that out of the universe, because I will pay attention, I will work hard that I could continue to. When I leave Grenada and I perform in a show, what do you think is my price? And I doesn't want to have this discussion form for. When I go to do a show, I perform and I do well. You see what I'm saying?
As you should.
So,
as you should.
Yeah, and I am paid well, and that is just within respect. But you have times when I'm in Grenada, the other day, somebody see me performing. You feel I get paid to perform the other day? No, I perform free. You see, I performed the other day when you see I hold the mic and we had something by Coconut Beach. Coconut Beach, I go there, like a cousin Sakina performing, and she says, hey, Killa, I go and perform free. When Carnival come in and you see me on an artist show, artists don't pay me, I don't want no money from them. I will go in and shell down the place. You understand what I'm saying? For my brothers, there might be a promoter I passing somewhere and you have a little show with a promoter, whatever it is. I perform free again. So it's not about performing and just the money. You see what I'm saying? It's the principle of who I am performing for in Soca Monarch. It's not just the fans. You see? I am performing for the SMC. I am performing for the Cultural Foundation. That's who I'm performing for. That is who owns the show. You see what I'm saying? So there has to be some better structure, communication, and that has to be something. But I am still willing to help. I don't want Soca Monarch in Grenada to shift anyway more than want to be bigger and better.
Well, that is where I think I like where you are in terms of your vision for Soca Monarch, because you spoke about putting a show to compete with Soca Monarch. I'm guessing you're talking about Marshall Montano. So Marshall Montano, with his one big show that he's having in Trinidad, this show was lined up on the day of Soca Monarch. A lot of people think that show was the hammer that pounded the nail in the coffin for Soca Monarch, because you have this guy from Africa. He's one of the biggest artists right now, and I mean Marshall Montano, still relevant, and all the big artists on the show to compete with Soca Monarch, who don't have, I ain't want to degrade them, but who don't really have no big names, who don't have no real war artists. What's your thoughts on that? Marshall Montano ganging up, as they may say, or gang up his show, or parallel park his show right inside a Soca Monarch. What's your take on that?
I would every man to their own order, Judge, and I don't want to, everybody have the right to do whatever it is. If Trinidad and Tobago, he didn't do something illegal. You understand? I'm saying he do something from his own conscience. He had to know what he's doing and what he wants to do. So every man when come to that, every man to their own order. You understand? I wouldn't do it. A lot of people, but he would, and he did. You understand what I'm saying? The authorities or whatever it is, the Carnival Committee Board, whatever it is, accept it. So that's Trinidad and their design. That's their design. That's the direction they did. decided to go. Yeah, Salmanto, I know he's a big dog. That's the way that they decided to go. I cannot speak for it. You understand what I'm saying? And really too much about it. Every man to their own order. Application, they say what you give is what you shall receive. So that's all I would say. But putting a show like that on the night of Soca Monarch, automatically that is competing with Soca Monarch. I mean, can Soca Monarch stand up to it? Well, you have seen the results, so
right, yeah. Dutch, what's your take on that move? I mean, that show basically just right there competing with Soca Monarch, with all the big artists, and Soca Monarch do have a Mr. Killa, Soca Monarch do have a Marshall, Soca Monarch do have a Kess, nobody. What's your take on that move by Marshall?
Well, you spell it out there a while ago, you know. And I would tell you what I would love to see and what I would not want to see. So I would take it to home, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just like everywhere else, St. Lucia, Soca Monarch is not what it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Where, let me go quickly into a little situation. Last year, a lot of the younger artists took to social media where they had an issue with Ricky T competing.
Oh.
Like they figure, well, you know, like give the youths a chance, etc., etc., etc. Because let me give Ricky T his props too, and I challenge anybody, even you, Mr. Killa, my brother. Ricky T carries 22 Soca titles. 22. Ricky T has won year after year after year after year. And I could tell you, as someone who's directly involved, he doesn't do it for the money. Because the money, the prize money hasn't grown. As a matter of fact, I remember Ricky T doing an interview last year, and it was like, if you take Ricky T out of that competition, what would the competition be?
Mm-hmm.
So that said, what happened in Trinidad, I would not like to see it happen at home.
Right.
So since we're on the topic, what I would like to see is proper governance, because again, they have younger artists coming up. That's all they know, you know. That's the only opportunity they get to be on a stage. So
Right.
I would counteract what my other brother, Mr. Neil Iwa George, said. You cannot compare Soca Monarch to these other events, because these other events is one set of artists getting booked, you know. So the younger artists are looking for that platform. That is all they have. So let's take it to Trinidad now. That's the only time they would have or could have gotten on a stage. But as Killa said, that's Trinidad, and that's the order. So I could only talk for St. Lucia, I guess. And if it was to happen in St. Lucia, I would do whatever is in my power to help build or remove the nail from the coffin.
Interesting point of view. I want to play back this interview, right? This is Ronnie McIntosh. He had a very interesting take on the idea of new artists, and if Soca Monarch actually break in new artists. This is Ronnie McIntosh in an interview on CCTV Trinidad. All right.
The best of the best become masters of their craft by focusing on just one thing. At Wasabi, that one thing is cloud storage. Creating the highest performing, most secure, and affordable cloud storage on the planet didn't take focus. It took laser focus. It took Wasabi.
It's very important that we hear that perspective. All right. Let me get that back again. In the meantime, guys, your opportunity to share the program. If you want to do that right now, you can share it. And also invite someone to come in and watch and be a part of it. Or you could call us live, 718-701-5720, to be a part of the conversation. Let me cue up that Ronnie McIntosh perspective on it again. There's an ad that's running on the clip. Let me see if there's another ad that's running on the clip. Anyway, here what Ronnie McIntosh was saying in a nutshell, that Soca Monarch doesn't necessarily break out new artists. New artists might make it in semifinals, but very rarely, not very rarely, but oftentimes they don't make it into the Soca Monarch. Because if you have the big name in Soca Monarch, they wouldn't get in because of the nature of how the thing was going. I wish I could have played back that clip to get it verbatimly what he said on it. But do you think that Soca Monarch, let me take out this clip here. Do you think that Soca Monarch actually provide a platform for younger artists?
Well,
Of course.
I am living truth, George. When I went to Trinidad, girl whine if you whining, let me see you. There was big name, that was Iowa George, and everybody competing on that night. It was Bungie Garlin, whatever it is. When I went to Trinidad, way back in the days, girl whine if you're whining, that since 2005. So much people remembered me. So much people remembered
Let me say
me.
one thing, Killa. One thing. If not for Trinidad Soca Monarch, I would not have met Mr. Killa.
Right.
That is where Killa and
Exactly.
I first connect. Trinidad. If not for Trinidad Soca Monarch,
True.
I would not have done many other things I've done and accomplished.
Right.
So
How much time? Hold on, and how much time, George? You watch at Soca Monarch Grenada, right?
Yeah.
And when people like Mr. Legs come, and Mr. Legs do so, and he showed up some performance, Terra Kid, back in the day. You see what I'm saying? Those artists, when they came to Soca Monarch, it wasn't just about the song playing on the radio. Yet times the song wasn't even playing hard. But when they came to Soca Monarch and do what they do, they say, nah, boy, hey, you have to look out for that youth, man, boy, hey, he bad. That's what happened. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what happened to me.
Yeah.
And because a lot of the times, you have artists where they don't normally get in play, but they might be number 15 in Soca Monarch. The song played because why? Soca Monarch is the main national event. Now we have to see who going to win, blah blah blah. Whatever. You see what I'm saying? It's not a culture, man. It's an expression of the culture in itself. Bringing out the best of the best out of artists. You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day,
Sorry, Killa. Sorry. Go finish up. I just was saying I got
no,
a point.
go ahead. Go ahead,
Right, so
because
I want to
see the clip.
Ronnie McIntosh. Listen to Ronnie.
Ronnie McIntosh, and he's also the co-band leader of Ronnie and Caro. Now, Mr. McIntosh would have taken part in the International Soca Monarch for 5 years. He would have won the title twice. One was a tie, and then he would have captured the title on his own. So, Mr. McIntosh, what were your initial thoughts when you heard that the ISM for 2023 had been cancelled?
It actually didn't come as a surprise to me, because I know that marketing for Soca Monarch normally begins November, back in the day, and then December, and of course by January 6th you would have to get your, submit your track and all that kind of stuff. So by the time when I realized that didn't happen, no surprise to me. It's, not a surprise.
How big of a loss do you think that is to the industry that it has been cancelled?
Well, it's amazing now that we're using this term, the mother of all carnivals, and here it is, we are losing a staple event, and then on the ground and on the social media, you hear people talking about, well, Marshall. No, Soca Monarch has been dying for the last 5 or 6 years, because Soca Monarch is competition, is war, so you need that, Ronnie versus Super, you need that Iowa versus Bungie, and to get the public, hyped up. But so Soca Monarch has been dying, so don't blame Marshall. Let Marshall have fun and enjoy himself.
Now, many young soca artists would have used the ISM platform to promote themselves, their music, and just, to cement their names in soca. Do you think that this is going to have any serious adverse effect on young soca artists right now in the industry?
Well, basically no, because Soca Monarch itself was never really a platform for, to showcase, young artists. It was a platform where, the best, qualify, and we compete, people looking for income. So it was never really a platform. There was, I think, Synergy Soca Star back in the day. That was a platform for young artists. But Soca Monarch, yes, the young ones might have made semi-finals, but Soca Monarch was a competition, a competitive platform. So, and then we don't have people to enter anymore. The bigger ones not entering, so there's no one to sell the tickets. No, there's nobody to sell tickets. There's no war. There's no Point 14 coming down to represent Super Blue versus Ronnie from Port of Spain and that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's sad though. It's really sad that we lost that, because the weird part is, if you go to St. Vincent or you go to Grenada and you go to Antigua and all over the Caribbean, their Soca Monarch is pumping, and they still get audiences between 15 and 20,000 people. So it's sad. So I don't think the mother is coming.
All right. So yes. So as I was saying, what he said was that it wasn't a platform. A couple of things that he said. He said a lot, but essentially he's saying that Soca Monarch was never a platform to showcase younger artists. It was a war. It's a war on the night. Killa, you say
what I would say is, well, I just want to elaborate on. He said it was dying. It didn't dead.
Mm-hmm.
Who was listening will understand what I'm saying. He was dying. Didn't dead. Anyways, George, my advice after having all of this conversation,
right,
to all of us, is to mind our business so we can flourish. You understand what I'm saying?
I like
mind our business so it can flourish. We pay attention, we see, we understand, and we try to do better. You know what I mean? We don't learn from mistakes only, we have to learn from other mistakes. I will say this on this interview. Now, something that you said, Iowa said, where, you know what I mean, in its natural state will grow and some will die. The sound of soca, the energies of soca, especially power soca, is about to make a drastic shift. And we remember this interview. It's about to move up the islands.
Mm-hmm.
It's already shift that gear. You understand? So the sound of soca is about to shift, and a lot of things is about to, you understand, get flipped in the industry. And I would just tell the artists, all the young artists out there, all the islands, you know what I mean? Express yourself to the fullest this year. This year, the gates are open. The universe is loving, is not loving, but is yearning for good vibrations and stuff like that. Soca music is not about guns. It's not about war. It's not about those kind of things. Soca music is a great expression of self with love, unity, togetherness. You know what I mean? And then we have the dancing part of it. You see? So soca music is a great music. It's a great, great music. And the vibrations is strong. And it's about to shift. And we have to just, you know what I mean, nurture that. Don't fight each other. Don't fight on another artist. If you believe in your talent and you believe in yourself, you wouldn't have to even jealous another artist or fight another artist, because you would understand that each and every man is blessed with his own talent. And mind your business, nurture yours. You understand? And start fighting other people's own. You know, that's just my advice.
I like to mind your business, nurture yours, because it kind of sounds like music to my ear.
Yeah.
Because it seems what you're saying that you didn't really say is that we should build what we have home and make it the biggest thing. Now that there is even a bigger opportunity to do that.
Because I will tell you this, bro. When you listen to even some of the artists, I felt disappointed at one time when I was in Trinidad, and I think even the guy who does the end said, "Oh, this is our thing. This is we thing." When you call it the International Soca Monarch. So there was also a problem with me as an outsider coming in, you understand, to win the International Soca Monarch, you know, and things like that. And that make me feel, because as I say, when I look at Trinidad is the bigger brother. I just say that I from a 5 island state sometimes. You see what I'm saying? Oh, Trinidad is the bigger melting pot. We look at that, we grow, we dream of just putting foot in Trinidad and Tobago, in the culture, being a part of the carnival. You know what I mean? So to get that kind of response where there's like a block, oh, we don't want to hear in here and do is not, and that is not from the people. That is from maybe some of the artists and the people in control of the competitions and things like that. Not all of them, you know what I mean? But that was a problem too. So when I heard earlier on when he said, let's make this a national and not an international soca monarch, we also have to remember that was also a problem. Yeah, so I'm saying, Killa, you can't just go in Trinidad and pick up the gun and run with it like that. That is unacceptable.
Yeah. Well, for a lot of years, people have been saying that you and other artists coming from the other islands came into Trinidad to be a part of the International Soca Monarch, to fill the numbers, to play second and third. How dare you want to place first? And it's controversial, it's a controversial topic. And we could have that controversial topic anytime. But it's always surprising because even after you won in 2019, Ronnie McIntosh himself even said it. The late Blacks even said it in a way that was very uneasy to a lot of people after the Soca Monarch, after you won. So there was controversy. Yeah, you should compete in the International Soca Monarch, but you shouldn't win. You're damn near crazy if you come in and win. And you won, were you crazy? It's madness. We need to revamp this. But Killa and my good friend Dutch, I see this as an opportunity. And I am hoping that...
Well, even before you go further, brother, I don't want to cut you. But you see, that's not supposed to be. You see what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, brother, look at it. Wait, that alone will have a carnival. So when Trinidad a carnival, the islands, the Caribbean supposed to be the United Islands of the Caribbean. You understand what I'm saying, brother? Because that is why our genre, soca music, is not even accepted. The other day I win awards. Much people don't even understand how Mr. Killa could win a dancer of the year, whatever it is, because soca as genre, it is not there. It is not placed. So soca have to be placed under dancehall and world music. You see what I'm saying? Because that is what they know. You see? Yeah. So what I'm saying, what happened in here? We need to come together. You see what I'm saying? And as I say, Trinidad is called itself the mother. So if I feel that I am not welcome in Trinidad, should I then welcome Trinidad home? You see what I'm saying? That separation not supposed to be. We're not even supposed to have that mentality. Because when we have Grenada Carnival, you have all the Trinidad artists will come in, maybe not the competition, because maybe we don't have the numbers. You understand what I'm saying? And we didn't thought of the Soca Monarch in that way. We were small. So we have so we were small, and the numbers is 110,000 people. So we created our own like a Soca Monarch, a replica of what Trinidad has created, because they have the International Soca Monarch. So when you make those statements, how do we then feel welcome? You understand?
But you could admit it that I've heard it, and I wasn't in Trinidad. You were there. After you won, there was a lot of talk about how the hell Killa feel like he could come in here and win Soca Monarch. What's that?
And that's what I'm saying. I was surprised with some of the art, and some of the artists was like, yo, like mad, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it was mad. And you said it when I interview with Mr. Ronnie. I look at the interview there with Blacks. I look at the interview a couple of people, and the statements that they was making is like, how dare could I then win the competition? You see what I'm saying? When it is the International Soca Monarch, it is for the world to end. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that shows you that there always been some sort of underlying intention. Look at that. That's amazing. Look at that whole performance. How could not win?
Yeah,
you know.
But it was on paper. It's on paper. It's on paper that's what it is. But it has always been, as you said, that there has always been an undertone to this conversation. There have always been an undertone. You're there to build up the numbers.
And I want people to understand this. This is not about Trinidad and the ground. Trinidad has showed me a kind of love that at one time I wondered, wait now, I'm born in Grenada, I'm born in Trinidad. You understand? Am I home or am I in Trinidad and Tobago? You understand?
Yeah.
And the look at Soca Monarch, they came out to represent Mr. Killa. Look at the flags flying. This is Trinidadians, this is not just Grenadians. That is not Grenadians with those flags. That's Trinidadians. You understand what I'm saying? So the Trinidadians, the people on the ground, those people has been grown their whole life with soca music, the land of steel pan and calypso. They have that love, you understand, for the art form and for the music. As you know, there is stakeholders and there is people that has the power on the ground. You understand? So if we don't mind our business and nurture our own, you know what I mean, expressions and stuff like that, and also not nurturing it in the way that they would say, okay, well, block. I don't want to block no artist coming to Grenada. You see, because we have to be able to be confident enough to. You see, when an artist come in Grenada, you understand, and artists perform, whether soca, whatever it is. Let me tell you something. 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, George. When we touch stage, a different story. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So at the end of the day, this is not about competing or just about this. We're not afraid. That is when you're afraid. That is when you don't have enough confidence. You know what I'm saying? Of what you have. Then you have to fight to you understand, to cram it and to control it or to try to protect it. When you look at Grenada, when you look at the white in the moonlight, when you look at this other, all the artists coming in, and we welcome the artists to come in, share the culture, promote it, come take real pictures in Grenada, tell them how Grenada Carnival is beautiful, how it is nice. Come to St. Lucia the same way, and let's express this whole thing together. That's what it's supposed to be, togetherness. Soca is togetherness, and anybody fighting that togetherness, they have relics together. Remember the ancestors not sleeping, eh? The ancestors not sleeping. And that's all I have to say. Is licks.
Yeah, yeah. Well, listen, we'll close up there because we have to play a track, a brand new Mr. Killa track called The Spirit of Shadow. And that track takes me to that place. Really, really, really sweet track. I'll play it for you guys somewhere at the end. So let's conclude a bit, Dutch. What are we leaving here with? What kind of information you want to send to the people that they could take away now?
Let me say something. Boy, when you check the population of the Caribbean, right? What's the population of the Caribbean? Think of all the islands.
Probably like about what, 5-6 million?
Nah, man.
How much Jamaica have? Jamaica have
5,
like
6,
about
5, 6 million. I think the Caribbean is about 32 million, 676,480 some people.
Correct. You're closer, right? Now, what does it take to go platinum? When you see Drake, when you see Burna Boy, when you see Rihanna, what does it take to go platinum? 1 million units.
1 million. Yeah.
1 million. Imagine if we came together. Do you know Mr. Killa could go platinum right in the Caribbean?
Yeah.
Without America, without Africa, without Europe, right in the Caribbean.
Right.
But why not happening? We do support our own. So what I want to leave everybody with, right? Think about it. And it comes to the original topic, right? You said there's an opportunity.
Yes.
Right? And Killa said, mind your business, nurture it, right? So it goes beyond the artists or the organizers. I want to leave something with the lovers of music, the Soca fans, the Mr. Killa fans, the Lava fans, the Rickety fans, the Bungie fans. We have the power to create our own. You see what Afrobeats do? We could have done that long with soca, you know.
No,
and that's why I start with the numbers. We have the numbers.
Yes.
But we are so divided.
Yeah, I agree.
And that is something I want everybody to ponder on. Because we have the power. This whole topic could not exist if we were united.
True. True. Someone said, Curtis said the population is 44 million. I was thinking the English-speaking Caribbean that have soca music as a genre, because they are like Latin Caribbean. They don't have soca. They have reggaeton or some.
Let me tell you something, George. They love us more. You see, those are not, they love us. So don't ever think they don't listen to us.
No, I agree. I agree. I was in Nigeria. I was in Ghana the other day, and I was sitting in a room with myself and two other top reggae Afrobeat artists. And the first person I called is who? Mr. Killa. I said, Mr. Killa, boom, you need to link up with them brothers and them here right now. Because Afrobeat is such a big deal, right? And that connection with Killa in Africa, I say I had to bring Killa. I had to personally bring Killa in a concert in Ghana. And I linked Killa up, make that connection with Killa there, because we need to make that connection work. And it open up a bigger market. And it's home. When you're in Africa, it's home. Horses are black
George,
people.
You saw my performance in Paris?
In Paris, not in... Which one?
You saw what that was like?
The one with
the performance.
The one where the girl jump up.
Nah, that's the one that was suffering the crowd too, and the stage was in the water. There was about 25,000 people out there, brother.
Oh yeah.
You see what? And
so hold on. It wasn't this one. It wasn't this one, huh?
No. No. No, that performance. No, it wasn't that one. That one I think was 10 Cry or something so the other day. But performance in Paris was crazy. You see, and the French soca lovers, brother, you can't play with them. So the French-speaking islands are supporting soca in a way that you will never believe. You understand? So soca on a whole. When I went to places like even Belize and like that, brother, Central America, I go to Belize and the turnout was 12,000 people in the rain. They had umbrellas. It was raining on the night. You understand? So soca on a whole is a big deal, but we are not together. So things like what me and Dutch is working on right now is distribution, publishing, putting the music in the right place. Now, Dutch is a genius when it comes to that part of it. You see what I'm saying? No, and I will say that because when you look for people in the Caribbean who understands that, and I'm saying this, government don't understand, and I want to say that the governments of the Caribbean, more than it's just Jamaica or maybe Trinidad doing it but Jamaica is doing it, don't understand the revenue that they could bring back home in the country from their music, from the art form, from the artists alone. We do it once a year with Carnival, but we could do it year round with the music that we are creating. And I literally take the time out, and right now I am here sitting, for the next couple of days, and all we are doing is meetings, and I'm learning. Not I alone here, my manager is here. So we are investing time into the learning process of the business of music. And that's why I put that message out the other day. Like, youth is supposed to be learning about the business of music. Just like how we are learning technology and all of those things, because it is a big deal. We are not capitalizing because we are not together. And Dutch is right. I supposed to be able to go platinum just from the Caribbean. You know what I'm saying? Somebody talking the other day about 1 million followers, and I saying, really and truly, the entertainer that I am, I supposed to be 10 million followers. Really and truly, think about it. How big am I in the Caribbean? How popular I am? So somebody will make a big deal about a 1 million followers or whatever it is, but to me, it's like, I suppose I have 10 million at least.
Yeah, but 1 million is our accomplishment though, because a lot of soca artists don't get 1 million followers. So that by itself is a big accomplishment, and we had to congratulate you on that 1 million. But
we need we need a 10 million judge because I ain't lying to tell you. The Caribbean and soca music is not no game. Soca music is shelling down the whole world. Right now, you have dancehall artists. How much dancehall artists you going to see doing soca this year? Just wait and see. You see what I'm saying? I just jump on a song with people like Morgan Heritage. I have combinations coming. It's gonna be me and some of the artists. We have different things. You understand? Even look at what Marshall has been doing. Marshall and them been doing combinations, different thing with artists and acts and stuff. Soca is popular. Soca is out there. So only if we learn the business, because I have songs which I have been robbed badly. Rob, the word thief. There's some thieving companies out there that a lot of we artists just end up getting signed up to. A lot of the artists in the Caribbean not collecting any money because they're with thieving companies, robbers. You see what I'm saying? So now we are creating the right platform, and we already have it. You understand? Look at Mr. Cotton Louis, Dirty Dutch, sit down right here. You see, you have Stratosphere Music, I have Rebel One Entertainment, you see, and proper publishing, proper distribution is right there for us. We just need to support and understand that this is ours. But we rather, when you listen to the radio station, we rather play the rap, we rather play the everything else. We rather play country and western and all sometimes more than we own music. You see? So it takes a collective to do what we really need to do.
Let me tell you, I like the direction of the conversation. I got to say thank you, guys. We're way past our time, but it was a spirited conversation. I hope that the powers that be are listening, the powers that be in St. Lucia, the powers that be in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the power that be in Grenada, and see this as an opportunity. I think Trinidad should also see this as an opportunity, because it's an opportunity to probably do something else, you know, because I don't think Soca Monarch could come back there in its same form. There'll be a lot of changes. But I still think Soca Monarch itself has a lot of air, oxygen.
John, on the culture, so this interview right now is liming. Right now is liming with all there. This interview here is chat with chat, and this is a friendly conversation. So we don't want to go nowhere. I don't want to go nowhere. Talking whole night. I want to talk whole night. You want to say the powers that be is not that they don't hear, because they does hear. And I want to say this plain. The powers that be, a lot of the times they does hear. Most of the times, 95% of the time, some of them sit down right now watching this interview because the topic hot. So they're watching the interview. Well, some of them, they go vex with me. You know why? Because you're putting them in the light. Some of them want to hide in the four corners of the office. They don't want to. They're not interested in doing it. A lot of the times, the powers that be do not care. It's not that they don't hear. They do not care, George, because they do not see artists as artists. You see what I'm saying? First thing, they don't respect the art form. You see?
Right.
The second thing is that they're getting paid at the end of the month anyways. You see, it does not take anything from their pocket. And the more some of them hide, it is easier for them to just take what they have to take and go. You see what I'm saying? So the powers that be, a lot of the times, they go shoops and stretch them out, because now I'm giving them work to do. Do all your work. Stop that.
Yeah.
Do all your work.
Stop that. Killa, and I know we say that we're having this friendly conversation, we could talk for all night, but your friendly host here has an appointment at the top of the hour.
You know what I'm saying? When you call me and you say, Killa, you always say, I am here for you. Right now, I want to talk to you, and to be there for me. No, and George, you were saying, as serious, you know, we need to stop that. Here's what I'm saying. We have gold. We have diamonds. I working. I doing all that I could do. You understand? Look, I just try to do what I could in the community. I doing what I do in one man. So if we come together You understand? What can we do? Imagine what we could do together. Just come together. Come out of that mental slavery. Black people, stop that, because you is the greatest thing, the most sophisticated machine that the Father has ever created. And I love all you. So if everybody wake up and they decide I love everybody too, then we have a better place. Come together and let's defend the thing as brothers and sisters. This is ours. Let's take it to the world. You understand what I'm saying? When I sit down on Instagram, the rappers, they don't reach already. You see what I'm saying? They have the system that they defend. You feel like coming and defend soca? No. You don't come in and defend soca. But we have soca. Soca is yours. You could go to carnival. Now invite them to your carnival and show them what we have, what we made of. Give me the opportunity and put me on a stage now, George. That want to reach and put me on a stage now with it.
Killa, we setting up something soon, you know. I had to talk to management and thing, but we had to do something big up here in New York. But before we do anything else, I don't know if you privy or you ready to talk about your plans for Grenada with the Killa thing. Is it work in progress? Is it there yet? Could we speak about it?
I need to express myself. I want to give people a show of a lifetime. You understand what I'm saying? Judge, sometimes I just sit humble with myself that a lot of the times I does not even, you know what I mean? I doesn't boy Killa either about this thing, but they don't bad like me on a stage, and I want to express that. Grenada build that Soca Monarch in Grenada, give me that opportunity to really build that performance level that I have today, that I am recognized, you understand, as the Caribbean baddest thing that ever touched stage. So at the end of the day, I am from Grenada. How come we don't have the other day, I am telling you straight up, I had also struggled the other day. I wanted to do my concert in 2019. I set up people in conversation and around the Dusty Blue Stadium. Why I can't have the stadium to do my show? You understand? So at the end of the day, I this year is either we doing thing or is war with peace.
Yeah. Listen, guys, listen, Killa, listen. I tell you, we can talk all night, but I tell you, if I don't hit that appointment, I'll miss out on something. I have somebody waiting on me actually. So listen, thank you, guys. Killa, you know we are always here. We go chat again. There's so much things to talk about. It's so little time. Next time I go put no appointment at 8 o'clock on the time we have a show. I go know better. But Killa, thank you so much for your music. Thank you so much. And this song, hold on before I go anyway, boy. This freaking tune, Jed. Killa, give us before we play it and tell everybody where they could go and stream it. I ain't even giving all of the YouTube link. I tell you all you could go and stream it. Tell them about this what's it called? The Spirit Shadow.
Talk them kind of the other day I said I have them somebody say Killa, what happened to you, that Obia man? They want to say all kind of thing. Judge, let me tell you this. I wanted to do something because I already felt that energy. I said, here we're going on Trinidad Carnival this year. I may not do it from early. I'm talking about 4 months ago. So I said, here, I want to do something that is the bed of that connects to the root of soca, where it born, where it come out. And Shadow was one of the main instruments. But anyways, I wasn't thinking about Shadow then. Springs sent me the rhythm. Me and Q and them together, we going in the supermarket in Atlanta to buy things to cook. And we vibing it, and it was cool, nice vibes. But I go home and I sit down in the room to do this, but I feel like somebody sit down next to me, and that is no joke. I'm telling the story as plain as it is. You know, when you're vibing and you could feel like there is a greater presence of somebody then. And I started to vibe. And I said, no, but that the Spirit of Shadow here. My phone and call Spine. I said, Spine, but I just have a weird kind of feeling like Shadow reaching to me here or something, and laugh at that. But life in itself have its own way that it works with energies. Now, after the song release, this guy heard it, and they called me from New York. Somebody who used to literally handle Shadow. He said to me, he said, "Youth, I hear the story, and you might not understand, but before Shadow died, he wanted to meet you because he was from your boss. He wanted to do something with you because he loved your talent. You are different."
What?
You see what I'm saying? So when the guy reach out to me. Actually, he talking to me raising, and I say, by way, and now people telling me, but yeah, but I could hear Shadow. Somebody send a message. Oh, why Mr. Killa can't be in the road much because Shadow there on the track. The guy had to send him. They send me the message today. I could send him the text. He had to tell the guy, boy, no, by Shadow not on it.
So you did. So there was no sample. There was no sample. You did all the voices.
All the voices. The only that have voice on this track, Reliance, in some of the backup as a backup singer. So backup vocals is Terry Lyons together with Terry Lyons. You know, Terry Lyons is an amazing vocalist. Even the hums and stuff like that. Some of that is me and Terry Lyons. But all the vocal on this is Mr. K straight across the board. You understand? With Shadow influence and vibes. And this one is called The Spirit of Shadow.
Let me play back a piece side right now. Spirit of Shadow. This is Mr. Killa.
I'm money, I'm around. Tell the promoter, party done. Because I feel like you. More than powder, rum no chaser. And I just get so bad at doing it again. Juve, I tell you big than powder, rum no chaser. And I just get so bad at doing it again. Call me Kambule, the anticipation. I am the man with the posy, with the pig in my right hand. I am the jab, who call out at the jump man. I am the bacchanal baby, with the mind of a jump man. Let me go, I will turn your party to Juve. Buckle and spoon and a whole piece of pan. Turn your party to Juve. Turn your party to Juve.
Olya, that is all I giving Olya, Jed. All you gotta go and stream the rest of the song, Jed. All you gotta go and stream the rest of the song. Go to Spotify, Jed. I go turn your party to Juve. Big tune. Killa, listen, I had to run. But Spine, not Spine, huh? Mr. Dutch, Courtney Cutty Lewis. Thank you so much, my brother.
It's a pleasure.
And the next time I come to St. Lucia, brethren, we have to link up.
Link up for sure.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself. Yeah, Killa, you know you go.
Yeah, man. That one day I wanna make sure I big up my team. I wanna big up Cutty. Thank you so much, brother, for all the production over the years, stuff like that, and just being a brother and a defender of the culture and the genre of soca. This track, Spirit of Shadow, I want to send out a big shout out to in Trinidad and Tobago. I want to shout out the producer, Springs, big up yourself on that one. I want to big up Q for making the connection, and I want to big up my band. Okay, I want to big up the whole band, Rebel Band. We end playing this year is mass. My management team, Miss Nikeshi Del, boss lady, big up yourself for sure. Big up whole team, big up my team on the ground. Rebel One team in the office, myself doing a great job. All the youth who is actually staying focused and doing what they're supposed to do. I love you. Remember, stay away from drugs, stay away from crime. Make sure you remain positive. Take away your dream from you. Okay, your dream could be quitty. Let no one shut it down. Keep striving. I did it. So too, you understand? Remember, most importantly, God is the boss, the real boss.
Yeah, man. Dutch, final closing words is yours, my brother.
Well, as I said, it was a pleasure to be here. A pity we didn't have more time. So much we could talk
more
about.
time.
Yeah, because in the latter part of the discussion, Killa mentioned some stuff which runs right up my alley. I would have loved to tap into.
Yeah. But Dutch, listen, this is your home. Give me a call, I'll link you up. We come, we sit, we chat. You know, this is your home, my brother. Anytime whatsoever. I'm always here. I'm always available.
Yeah, man.
All right. Big up yourself. Big up yourself. Yeah, man. Thanks again.
Yes,
yeah, guys. Dutch, Mr. Killa. Guys, go ahead and stream that song. That is important. Yeah, that is important. go to the Spotify and let's send that one platinum na Jed. Let's send that one platinum na Jed. Mr. Killa, Spirit of Shadow. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of our program today. Guys, whoa. We got a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
I want you folks to play these 3 games from the NLA. Daily Pick 3 cash flow and play with. You will be supporting sports and culture, nation building and our future. So go out and play, folks, make it a must. You will see what the National Lottery is doing for us. When you play Pick 3 cash flow and play with, the NLA will support you all the way.
Starting September 30th, Monday to Friday, these 3 games will be drawn mid-morning, 9:45 a.m., midday, 12:45 p.m., and evenings, 7:45 p.m. The National Lotteries, supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
Sunday money day.
Established in 1998, Ross Road Funeral Services continues to assist you plan the ideal funeral or memorial service locally or internationally. Our reputation is built on providing personalized funeral services based on love and compassion. Call Ross Road Funeral Services at 718-547-0640.
Ross Road Funeral Services, where your loved one is our loved one.
Yeah. Guys, we are going to Dubai. Now, do you want to go to Dubai? Have you heard of Dubai? Have you heard of the big buildings and just the epic nature of this place? It is amazing. In the desert, the camel ride. And we're taking jab to Dubai, guys. Real vibes in Dubai. Now, if you want to come along with us for air, hotel, transportation, the whole enchilada, guys, $3,800. But your down payment is only $250. Reduced down payment. Ride along to Dubai in association with Sherry's Destination Travel, guys. Get on the plane right now. Book right now. Go to riderstravel.com and let's go to Dubai. Riders, let me put it in the chat, RYDRS travel.com. And we are going to Dubai. Fly with us to Dubai, guys. For more information, go to riderstravel.com. Hey, Keshi, big up yourself. Big up yourself. Guys, also, we're telling you about the Grenada 49th anniversary gala event. Of course, guys, the church service yesterday was amazing. We had the cultural event. It was amazing. The youth fest, it was amazing. Just everything so far has been so good. Excellent. Next up, the gala. The gala is on the 4th, guys, and you can get your tickets tonight at ridebuy.com. You go to ridebuy.com and you get your tickets for the gala event. Food, drinks, entertainment, and a whole lot more. Now, there also will be special guests from Grenada. Honorable Joseph Andel, Honorable Andy Williams, Honorable Delma Thomas, all a part of this big, massive celebration. Jackie Chaitan, big up yourself. Thank you so much. Had a great conversation with you today, Jackie Chaitan and Michael. Michael, how you doing, my good friend? I know you're watching and being entertained by us as well. I'll come and visit you one day. All right, Michael? Promise you that. What else I have to tell you about? Oh, guys, listen. Riders Radio. Now, we just launched. I say February 1st will be the official launch, but we've been giving this a test ride for this whole entire month of January. And, something pretty good. Riders Radio, guys. Riders Radio. www.ridersradio.com. Check it out tonight. In fact, you could fall asleep listening to Riders Radio in the night. Get up in the morning is vibes. In the midday is vibes. All through the day's vibe. 24 hours of programming, music, talk, and a whole lot more on ridersradio.com.
Grenadian products are now only a mouse click away at grenadamarket.com. nutmeg and guava jams, jellies and syrups, world-famous nutmeg pain relief spray, black sage, soursop, lemongrass, and bois bande bar. Ordering is simple and friendly. All major credit cards accepted. Safe, secure shopping guaranteed. GrenadaMarket.com ships your product anywhere in the world. So when you can't go to the island, the products off the island can be sent to you. Just log on to www.GrenadaMarket.com and experience our quick delivery and homely service.
Williams Funeral Service serve you with dignity and compassion as you mourn. Every day, we embark on the journey of life, and one day, the journey will end. It's on that day that you can entrust the celebration of life of your loved ones to David Williams Funeral Service. Call 718-291-3823.
Carpentry and Cleaning Service Inc., providing exceptional carpet and cleaning, floor installation, refinishing, home renovations, drywall, painting, plastering, doors and moldings, electrical and plumbing, and much more. We are a one-stop shop for all your professional needs. Give us a call today on 718-221-5572. That is 718-221-5572. Or you can call our cell on 917-939-3192. Check out our sales on all services. We're located at 218 Schenectady Avenue, Brooklyn, New York. Phillips Carpentry and Cleaning Service Inc.
Grenada is on the road to 50, but this year we celebrate 49. Under the patronage of the Consular Office of Grenada in New York, the Grenada Independence Anniversary Committee New York invites you to celebrate Grenada's 49th anniversary of independence, January 27th to February 4th.
Happy birthday, my dear Grenada.
Our theme this year is the journey to 50, reflecting on the past, planning the future. We shall be graced with the presence of Grenada's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Trade and Export, Honorable Joseph Andel, Minister of Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation, Honorable Andy Williams, and Member of Parliament of Her Majesty's Opposition, Honorable Delma Thomas. The calendar of events rolls off on Friday, January 27th with a cultural evening from 7 p.m. at Our Lady of Refuge Hall in Brooklyn. Then Saturday, January 28th is the Independence Youth Fest from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. again at Our Lady of Refuge Hall in Brooklyn. The ecumenical service is on Sunday, January 29th from 4 p.m. at St. Gabriel's Episcopal Church on Hawthorne Street. The 49th anniversary of Independence Gala, dinner, dance, and awards will come off on Saturday, February 4th from 9 p.m. at the Anthems in Queens. It's all about Grenada's 49th anniversary of independence. The journey to 50, reflecting on the past, planning the future.
Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for being a part of our programming today. On behalf of all our production team here at Ride Along Live, executive producer Lois JJ, and of course our moderating team, Gail, Charles, Kibbs, and Dion Fraser. Thank you guys. Have a good night. Don't forget to lock it into Riders Radio tonight and all through the day, ridersradio.com. Catch you guys tomorrow. Good night.